What is going on? How's it hanging? How's it popping? How's it cracking? How's it slapping? It's your boy CAC. On our very first episode of CAC Sport Chat, I know no one's probably going to watch this, no one's going to see this, no one's going to care, but I'm putting it out into the universe now. I'm getting it on the internet now. This is exactly how the draft is going to go for the National Football League. When the time comes, this is exactly how it's going to go. This is exactly who's going to get picked. Because listen, I have a minimum of 1,500 hours on Madden. That's a minimum. It could be way more. I'd have to look at it, statistically speaking. Over 1,500 hours on Madden, minimum. It's probably closer to like 3,000. I've been watching the NFL every year since 2006. I've been a Bears fan since 2006 when I was blessed with watching a ESPN film on DVD about the Bears 2006 season where they went to the NFC Championship and the Super Bowl where they lost to the Colts. I have elite level ball knowledge, okay? Elite level ball knowledge. So we're about to drop this mock draft, the CAC Mock 1.0. It is currently 6:40 in the morning, okay? East-West Shrine Bowl was yesterday. I didn't get to watch it, so I don't really know what the stats are. Maybe we could take a look at it this morning real quick. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. I mean, sheesh. Here we go. If you look at it, what does it say here? Oh, I got it pulled up right here. All right, cool. Acknowledge tracking. I don't know who that is. Dean Connors, cool. Garrett, okay. Mark Gronowski. Eric Rivers. Trey Smack from Florida. Wesley Williams. You got a bunch of honorable mentions. All right. Everyone, we're playing as every team, 2 rounds. ESPN player list. Let's run it. Let's see what happens, all right? Or honestly, we'll use PFSN. Or do we use PFF? I think we use PFF here. Okay. We're using PFF. Let's enter the draft. Okay. So here's how this is going to shake down, everyone. First overall pick, we know it's going to be Cinema, okay? Abba's going to be playing over the mic. Fernando Mendoza's coming out. His mom's there, his dad's there, his family's there. Everyone's crying. He's hugging the commissioner. It's going to be absolute cinema, okay? It's going to be absolute cinema. Fernando Mendoza, first overall to the Raiders. Is that even a question? The Raiders are so bad they don't know what they need, okay? They don't even have a coach yet. Get me a guy who's going to come in and who's going to be the face of the franchise, if they even have an identity. They do have Brock Bowers, Ashton Genty. They've got some pieces. They got Max Crosby if he doesn't get traded. Fernando Mendoza at 1. Jets at 2. The Jets are in a really powerful situation, in my opinion, because they have 4 picks in the first 2 rounds. They can basically reset their team. Practically. I'm thinking, given who's this high up on the board, the Jets just lost Sauce Gardner. Now, there's a lot of... I watch mock drafts. I see things being talked about. A lot of people have Ruben Bain going second. I don't think they take Ruben Bain second. I think you lost Quinnen Williams and you lost Sauce Gardner. If you look at the edge rushers, you have Ruben Bain, David Bailey, Kedrick Falk, Cassius Howell, T.J. Parker, Mason Thomas, Gabe Jacobs, Akeem Mesidor. You have a pretty stacked list. Safeties, you have Caleb Downs, and then you've got, AJ Halsey, Thieneman's okay, Kamari Ramsey's pretty good, McNeil Warren's pretty good, but, look at the value drop-off here. I say Caleb Downs to the Jets at 2. Okay? Take it to the bank. It's going to happen. They need a stud secondary player to replace Sauce Gardner. Okay? Cardinals at 3. It's all about the offense here, as you get besides cornerback. I don't see the Cardinals dipping down to Jermod McCoy at the 3rd overall pick. If you want my honest opinion, it's probably going to be Spencer Fano at 3. I don't know why PFF has him so low, but it's going to be Spencer Fano at 3. They need a tackle. They need an O-line. They need to protect whoever's going to be in the under center next year, whether it's Kyler Murray or Malik Willis or Marcus Mariota. Who knows? Mac Jones. Who knows? Okay? But what I do know is that this is a very safe pick for whoever's going to be back there. The Titans at 4. The Titans need a wide receiver. Calvin Ridley, Chimere Dike, Ao Maynard. I see the need, but you got a lot of young guys. I don't know what adding another one would do, really. But they do need an edge. They need someone off the line of Jeffrey Simmons. I could also see them taking offensive linemen like Magoa. I could see them taking Ruben Bain. I could see them taking Arvell Reese. Seeing as it really depends on which direction. My guess is with Robert Saleh, they're probably going to go defense here. My guess is they're going to draft Ruben Bain 4. Absolute cinema. Absolute cinema. Robert Saleh is a really good defensive coordinator. He was amazing in San Francisco. Let him get his little project. Let him get his little baby boy, okay? Come on. Giants have Malik Neighbors and Wan'Dale Robinson. Why we're talking about getting a wide receiver at 5 is insane to me. I'm looking at it realistically, and I'm saying they draft Francis Magoa. Now, I've heard some speculations that they've got J.C. Latham, they've got Peter Skonarski, they've got Cushenberry or whatever his name is. Listen, they need something solid. They need something solid, okay? Yes, they have young pieces to protect, but I'm talking about the Titans. Yo, that's my bad. Giants take Francis Magoa, not the Titans. Okay, my bad. I remember elite level ball knowledge. I'm quizzing you. Okay, so anyways, Francis Magoa at 5 to the Giants. Pretty self-explanatory. Protect Jackson Dart. Okay. Browns have 3 picks in the first 2 rounds. Browns need a QB, which I don't know why that's there. Shedeur Sanders is a Pro Bowler with 7 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, which is absolutely disgusting. They need O-linemen and wide receivers. I'm saying I've read about Jordan Tyson's injury-prone behaviors. I don't think the Browns are going to take someone that's a risk. I think they draft Carnell Tate. Why do they draft Carnell Tate? Because they need a wide receiver up against Jerry Jeudy. A legit wide receiver up against Jerry Jeudy. And Cedric Tillman ain't it. Cedric Tillman might be a valuable 3 receiver, but when it's a 2 receiver slot, give me Carnell Tate. Washington Commanders at 7. They would be silly not to. They need a linebacker. Bobby Wagner. Are you kidding me? Dude's like old enough to be my granny. Not actually. But Arvell Reese to the Commanders at 7. Come on. It's such a huge upgrade from what they're at. It would be stunning if they went with anyone else but Arvell Reese at 7. Which leaves me with Saints. Saints need an edge rusher. I mean, they have Chase Young, but I mean, I see them taking David Bailey here. I mean, just to keep bolstering their defense. I mean, they don't need a wide receiver, I don't think. They have Chris Olave. So I'm thinking they get, for now, an edge rusher who can make an immediate impact. Chiefs at 9. Jeremiah Love would be a crazy pick here. Only because they have Isaiah Pacheco and Kareem Hunt. Why would they pick a third running back? They are not the Detroit Lions, okay? They are not the Lions, I promise. But Eric Bieniemy being signed as the offensive coordinator, as he was a former running back coach for the Bears, I hate him for that he left, but I understand NFL's a business. Jeremiah Love does make sense, but it doesn't. I think what's going to happen is Peter Woods is going to go to Kansas City. Take it to the bank. Take it to the bank. Andy Reid's going to level Eric Bieniemy's going to be foaming at the mouth. He's going to be like, give me Jeremiah Love. He's still there. Andy Reid's going to tickle his mustache a little bit. And he's going to be like, pause. We need a defensive tackle. Chris Jones is like in his 30s. He's old. He's expensive. Give me Peter Woods, the next generation. Okay. Bengals. Bengals need a DT, an edge, a safety, a cornerback, and a linebacker. Here's what I'm thinking. Bengals need a defense. Their offense, I don't know, like, besides a running back, which I don't even think that's really a necessity right now. They need a defense. Edge, safety, corner. I'm thinking Jermod McCoy at 10. Jermod McCoy, they need a cornerback. They need to keep bolstering their defense. They get their pieces. They get their first guy, Jermod McCoy, at 10. At 11, here comes the Dolphins. Dolphins are gonna look. They're gonna see. They're gonna think. What can I do? What can I do? I mean, that would be a crazy option right here. But like, the Dolphins are just bad. They're bad. And I think, honestly, if you really want to get down to it here, wide receiver, I mean, Tyreek Hill's not going to come back full strength from that injury, especially because he's poison in the locker room. Jordan Tyson. Because the chance of Tyreek Hill coming back, he will be back. But will he be as good as he used to be? Probably not. Which means they need someone who they don't need to rely on day one to come in and learn the routes and learn the game and maybe get some reps and get some rotation. Jordan Tyson. At 12, come on. Sonny Styles, it's a match made in heaven. Sonny Styles, Jerry Jones is there. He's salivating. He gets his linebacker because he's bolstering his defense after he traded it all away to the Green Bay Packers. I hate him for that. So there's that. Rams need a secondary. I watched their play in the playoffs. Their secondary was being absolutely just bent over a knee and spanked the entire season. It's Mansour Delane at 13 to the Rams. I don't see why we wouldn't. Okay. Baltimore Ravens, They need an edge rusher. Look who's sitting there pretty. Kedrick Falk at 13. Dude, 6'5", 288 pounds. I mean, hyper elite power profile with rare raw strength. Are you kidding me? Kedrick Falk at 14. Kedrick Falk at 14. Let's lock it in. Lock it in. Pick number 15, the Buccaneers. Okay, so the Buccaneers, they need a defense, okay? Now, the edge rusher market is beginning to thin up with Kedrick Falk, with David Bailey, with Ruben Bain, all off the board in the first round. Things are starting to look a little dicey. DTs is still a salivating market right here. Now, at 15, you could make the argument that they would take Caleb Banks, but the only reason why I don't think they would is because they have Vita Vea still. Now, I'm looking at edge. I'm seeing Cassius Howell. I'm thinking, 11 and a half sacks, 14 tackles for losses. He has fluid finesse, easy acceleration, and attack instinct. I'm thinking they take Cassius Howell. A little project, because again, the Buccaneers are so close to the hump of playoff berth that they don't need someone who's going to come in and destroy right away. They aren't like abysmal like the Jets, who are on the board right now, who took Caleb Downs in the first round. They need a wide receiver. They need a DT. They need an edge. They got a safety. So I'm thinking in the offensive slot, I think they take a QB. I could see them taking a QB here. I could also see them taking Mekhi Lemon, which is what they're going to do. Garrett Wilson and Mekhi Lemon, they're going to just continue to build this offense here, and that's what they're going to do. But like I was saying, the Buccaneers aren't in any need to go stupid, because they're not like the Jets where they need a complete rebuild. They're on the cusp. They're not horrible. They don't need an instantaneous playmaker. They can get someone who's going to be good after a little bit of time. Take it to the bank. I promise. So the Lions. I'm a Bears fan, so I'm itching to give them like the worst possible pick on the planet. I'm actually not. I'm a grown man. I can be mature. So the Lions are in a particular situation where I'm thinking they take this guy. Here's why. Though they have some aging offensive linemen, one who just retired. Penny Sewell's probably up for contract in a year or two, I think. Get someone to come in and replace him. Not replace Penny Sewell, but play alongside him, because they're going to pay Penny Sewell again. They're going to pay Penny Sewell. Keep young, inject some youth fusion into their O-line. Okay. Here's where I really hate this, but I'm taking it to the bank. If Jeremiah Love is still on the board at 18, the Vikings are snagging him. And then I'm going to cry. I'm literally going to cry. Because the Vikings with Jeremiah Love and Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison and TJ Hawkinson, are you kidding me? If they get their quarterback situation under control with JJ the 9 interception game McCarthy, we really could be in trouble. We meaning the Bears. So looking at 19, safety, corner, tackle, tight end. I'm seeing a corner here looking pretty. I say they take Avion Terrell, which leaves the Cowboys, who already took Sonny Styles, up here. They need a tackle, sort of. Do they take Caden Proctor? I don't know. They already took Sonny. I could see them taking the edge rusher T.J. Parker, which I'm going to do. Because, again, Jerry Jones should be on the hot seat. Let's just get that out of the way. Jerry Jones should absolutely be on the hot seat. He should just be shipped out of Dallas, okay? He should be shipped out of Dallas. Because he traded away Micah Parsons. So really what he needs to do is he needs to draft Sonny Styles, and he needs to draft T.J. Parker to make this defense relevant again. Because Dak Prescott's like, if I were Dak Prescott, I'd be angry. I'd want out. But I'm not gonna leave because I'm not Dak Prescott.
Nice to meet you.
So he needs to lock in.
I'm Tebow.
So, looking at the Steelers at 21, Denzel Boston. Take it to the bank. DK Metcalf is a really good wide receiver for what he does. Calvin Austin's a really good wide receiver for what he does. Give me Denzel Boston to give a little something. Rome Odunze, Jalen Polk, Jalen McMillan. Okay, so I don't know who... I've never seen Jalen McMillan play. I've never seen Jalen Polk play. But I've seen Rome Odunze play. The Steelers could very well use someone like Rome Odunze. Give me Denzel Boston. Giving the Chargers... Now, the Chargers have Joe Alt on an injured reserve. I don't see why they would try to draft someone this high. I can make the argument that they would take Caleb Banks. Although Caleb Banks is ranked a lot lower on other boards than Caden McDonald. I'm going to say it. Caden McDonald off the board to the Chargers. That's interchangeable. Caden or Caleb can go off the board here. But I'm thinking it's Caden McDonald because Ohio State was just better. They were in the playoffs. It really is going to come down to who has the better combine, I think, seeing that they both don't pull a sissy move and actually go to the combine. Eagles at 23, you know who's coming off the board there. Kenyon Sadiq. Change my mind. Listen. Harold Fannin Jr., Colston Loveland, and Tyler Warren, and the year before that, Brock Bowers, were all tight ends that came off the board in the first round. I don't know if Harold Fannin came off the board in the first round. Listen! They are dogs. Have you seen Colston Loveland play? Have you seen Harold Fannin Jr. play? Have you seen Brock Bowers play? The Eagles want a little bit of that magic. They want a little bit of that first-round, young tight end, athletic, versatile, monster magic. And they're going to get it with Kenyon Sadiq at 23. Browns took Carnell Tate in the first round. I mean, they're going to take an alignment to help protect Shador or whoever's going to be in the backfield. Who knows? But they're going to take a tackle. Bears on the board. Cinema. The Bears need a defensive line. The Bears need to do everything they can to ensure that they have a defensive line. Edge, tackle, linebacker. And if Caleb Banks, like I said, Caleb Banks could have been taken 3 picks ago. And if that's the case, if Caleb Banks does go here, Caden McDonald goes here. Easy. Now, I've watched tape on both these people. I would much rather, I'd pray that this is how it happens. I pray that Caleb Banks falls to K at 25. I pray. It doesn't help that I'm a Florida Gators fan, so I might have bias. But I like the way this guy plays, too. Caden McDonald. But I'm really hoping Caleb Banks falls to 25 for us. I'm praying. Buffalo Bills at 26. KC Concepcion. It's really easy. They need a wide receiver. It's not really a question. 27. Caleb Lomu's there for their tackle. Brock Purdy could always use some help. Give it to him. It's pretty much easy at this point. Christian Miller at 30. Here's why I think if they take Christian Miller, it's over. Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter make up the rest of their line, and the Texans have a dangerously scary defense with their linebackers and their secondary and their edge rush. They just need a dude in the middle. He's 6'4", 300 pounds. If they get a DT, any of these 3 DTs, Caden McDonald, Caleb Banks, or Christian Miller, it's over. That's a Super Bowl caliber defense. Let's not get it confused, okay? Are you kidding me? 29, Mansour Delane's on the board, off the board. So they took a defensive guy. They need a tackle. They need to protect their darling Matthew Stafford. They're going to take Monroe Freeling, the tackle, at 29. Broncos wide receiver, tight end, DT, linebacker, running back. Linebacker is available. Linebacker's there. I don't see why they would go anywhere else. I could see them going Elijah Sarrett. Honestly, with Cortland Sutton, I think they do go Elijah Sarrett. Only because with Cortland Sutton there pretty much alone, they need someone else to come in there and do an infusion. Okay, an infusion. Which leaves the Patriots getting C.J. Allen, a stud linebacker, hopefully off of a Super Bowl win. And then the Seahawks, who are right now projected to win the Super Bowl, they're going to get Colton Hood. That's the end of the first round. I think it's absolute cinema. Let's go to the second round a little bit faster than the first round because we sort of talked about this already. The Jets got Mekhi Lemon and Caleb Downs. Ty Simpson's still there. You take him. There's no question. Who's your quarterback? Justin Fields? Tyrod Taylor? Are you kidding me? Ty Simpson. Bye. Off the board first. First round. First pick of the second round. Done. Cardinals already got Spencer Fano, the tackle. So you're going to be looking elsewhere. They need a corner. Brandon Sissy. It's really a give or take here. I'm just going to give them Brandon Sissy. It's out from South Carolina. That's pretty much how it's going to run down. Titans got Ruben Bain, the edge rusher, so they don't need another edge. They do need a wide receiver. I could see them taking a wide receiver. I also could see them taking a linebacker. But at the same time, you do want to give poor little Cam Ward back there some weapons. Chris Bell to the Titans. I mean, the dude has dominating physical profile, like devastating volumes of rack with speed and contact balance, 32-inch arms and 4.4 speed. I mean, dude's pretty beastly. Raiders took Fernando Mendoza first overall. I mean, they do. I don't know why edge is even up there, especially when they don't really need an edge, in my opinion. I see Emmanuel Pregnone down here. I think they take Emmanuel Pregnone, give him some pieces, build around him, build around Fernando, protect Fernando, protect him. Giants take Francis Maigoa there at 5. I mean, Anthony Hill, they need a linebacker. There's a linebacker sitting there pretty. Take him. From Texas, that's probably a stud linebacker. Texans, they got their DT of the future. They need a linebacker. They need a running back. They need a guard. They need a center. See, this is where things get a little wishy-washy because the next linebacker is Jake Golday down here at 48. Could they make the reach and just lock it down? They could. I think they will. They're continuing to build this defense up. They have linebackers, but it couldn't hurt to have a young one. Browns took Caden Proctor and Carnell Tate. I mean, who was Caden Proctor? He was a tackle. They're not going to take another tackle that early. And they took Carnell Tate, a wide receiver, so I don't see them really, I mean, let's go crazy here, and let's just say that they draft a center, Jake Slaughter from Florida. That's a really far stretch, but I wouldn't put it past the Browns to draft a dude that's projected for the second day. I mean, to go this high up, third, fourth round to go up this high. It just could happen. Okay. Chiefs, Peter Woods. Chiefs are in need of a DT and an edge. They got their DT in Peter Woods. Mason Thomas is there. I don't see why you don't take Mason Thomas. You could also take Keith Abney the second, which I honestly think is probably the better idea here. You take Keith Abney the second. You have a really young secondary. It could be deadly. Jermon McCoy at the corner. They need a DT. They need an edge. Mason Thomas from Oklahoma. It's really that simple. So, then we have the Saints, who took an edge already. They need a guard. They need a cornerback. They need a tight end. They need a wide receiver. I mean, Jeremy Bernard is there. Top pass catcher. He's one of the top pass catchers. He has strong hands. He's a rack threat. He has measured burst. Standout blocker. I think that they could use him. Dolphins took Jordan Tyson off the board. They're probably going to want something a little bit more secure. Chris Johnson's sitting there pretty. Just draft the guy. He's 6 foot, 185 pounds. He's one of the best raw movers in the class. Hyperactive foot speed. Come on, are you kidding? The Jets. The Jets are loaded, okay? The Jets are loaded, okay? Loaded. Now, you could make the argument of who they're going to take. Gabe Jacobs is sitting here, really pretty, looking at me all cute and stuff. I think they'd probably take Gabe Jacobs, an edge, take the best guy there. I mean, at this point, you've already got your future. I mean, take Gabe Jacobs. It doesn't hurt. Kedrick Falk, the edge. I mean, they need a DT, CB. They need a guard. They need a tight end. I mean, Eli Stowers is sitting there. I'm thinking they draft Stowers, second round. Mark Andrews is getting up there. You got Cassius Howell for the Bucks at 46. Bucks need a linebacker. They got their edge. Deontay Lawson from Alabama is probably where they're gonna go. At 47, you have the Colts, who are making their first pick of the draft. They need an OT. They're definitely taking a tackle. Daniel Jones cannot come back from an Achilles injury and be under threat of being hit. They need to take a tackle. Then you have the Falcons, who are also making their first pick of the draft, who are in need of some serious pieces, a lot of which are already gone. They need a tackle. There's a tackle sitting there pretty. I think you take him. Caleb Tiernan. They took Jeremiah Love, the Vikings, at 18. You see A.J. Halsey sitting there for safety purposes. Take him. Harrison Smith is old. Take him off the board. Take him off the board, please! The Vikings would be so scary if they listened to me. Okay, so here's where things get interesting. Lions took their guard in the first round. Akeem Mesidor is 25 years old. I think that if the Lions want to win now, they draft Akeem Mesidor and put him on the other side of Aiden Hutchinson. There's not going to be much development needed because he's older. You have him learn the route, learn the schemes. It's over. So the Panthers took Avian Terrell at 19. They're up again. They've got their corner. They need an edge rusher. I see Zion Young sitting here, and I'm like, yeah, that probably makes sense, right? Which gets me to the Green Bay Packers, who are on their first pick of the day. Wide receiver, tackle, center. DT, corner. I'm not seeing. I mean, I'm seeing Lee Hunter here from Texas Tech, and I'm thinking you go with it. Although they just drafted Christopher Wyatt, so I really don't know if that's what they're gonna do with their first pick. I'm seeing Connor Liu sitting here. There's a center, and I'm thinking that's probably what they're gonna do. If I know the Packers. Steelers got Denzel Boston. They got their wide receiver, which means corner, guard, DT. I see DT Lee Hunter sitting there, and I go, yeah, that probably makes sense. Are you kidding me? Take Lee Hunter. Bye. Eagles got their tight end of the future. They need an edge. Look at this. Again, I think these two are interchangeable. Plenty of additional upside left to unearth. He's a former 5-star. He's combined with his high-end flashes will tantalize evaluators. Elite level production. He's an inbuilt versatility to be readily developed on stunts, and as a looper, he's a force to be reckoned with. He's still very raw. This is a development guy. I think they take him. I think they take an edge rusher that is worth developing. I mean, look at what's his name? I don't remember what his name is, but the DT that they drafted first, Jalen Carter, beast in Vic Fangio's defense. Are you kidding me? Absolutely. Caden McDonald, DT. They need a guard. I'm not seeing much guard action happening here, but I am seeing a safety. I'm seeing Dylan Thieneman. I'm saying they take it, right? Jags are up next. Their first pick of the draft, and it's really far down. Okay? DT, Dante Corleone from Cincinnati is a maybe. Wide receiver, running back, because Travis Etienne might walk. I think they need someone who's going to make a little bit more of an impact. I think they're probably going to go with best available. They're probably going... I mean, they could take Jonah Coleman. I don't know if they'd want to do that because they're looking more long-term. I'm seeing... corner? There's not... I mean, Keontae Scott's a corner. That's what I would do. Bears on the board. Again, they got Caleb Banks. I'm thinking you either go with Kamari Ramsey or you go with Romello Height. I mean, lightning quick foot speed. Like, I'm hoping that we re-sign everyone. So seeing that we will probably re-sign some safeties this offseason, Romello Height. Edge rusher. That's what I think. San Francisco needs a safety. They got a tackle. Kamari Ramsey's there. They take Kamari Ramsey. Texans, they got a linebacker. They got a DT. They need a running back. Jonah Coleman's sitting there looking pretty. They draft Jonah Coleman. Buffalo Bills got their wide receiver of the future. They need an edge. They need a safety. They need a linebacker. They need a guard. Joshua Joseph from Tennessee. They take him. Rams got a corner and got a tackle. They got a corner, right? Yeah, they got a corner. They got a tackle. They need a wide receiver. Sort of. And they need a center. Sort of. They need a tight end. Sort of. Amar Cooper. He's just sort of there. Then you've got the Broncos who got their linebacker with, or no, they didn't take the linebacker. I remember. I took someone else over them. I mean, they need a DT. Dominique Orange and Dante Corleone is sitting there. They also could use a running back. I think they take best available. They take a running back. Patriots got their linebacker of the future. They need an edge. They need a tight end. They need a safety. McNeil Warren's still there. They're probably going to take McNeil Warren. Which leaves the Seahawks, who need an edge, who need a running back, who need a cornerback, but they got a cornerback in Colton Hood. My guess is they take Anthony Lucas, USC. I mean, if that's not a mock draft of the century, I really don't know what is. So that's going to wrap it up. Holy smokes, 2 rounds. Everybody, it's looking good. Take it to the bank. Snap a screenshot. Lock in the 8-leg parlays. This is what it's going to be. So as for the future of this channel, again, which probably nobody's going to watch, we're going to do more mock drafts as we come down to it. We're going to look at head coaching hires as those start to shake out, the coaching staffs and everything. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be a fun little video to do. Then we're going to do a 7-round Bears mock draft, which I'm excited about. Dream mock draft. It's going to be amazing. We'll look at free agents. We'll do a Bears free agency check. We'll keep you updated with some news. I'm excited. Again, this channel is going to be, I mean, this is just my personal notes. If people like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. But I'm a Bears fan. I'm a football fan. So we're gonna make it happen. Take it to the bank. You know what to do. You know what I'm saying. Lock in. It's going to be awesome. So until next time, CAC out.